Hello everyone, my name is Nadeem Khan. Welcome to Uncommon Literature. Today I am going to tell you 5 literary terms which are going to help you in your UGC-NET English exam, also in any other competitive exam related to English literature. So let us begin. So the first literary term is allegory. So you must have read it somewhere, you must have also heard it in your classes or somewhere. So basically what allegory is, it is a narrative. So it can be in the form of prose or it can also be in poetry or verse. Now the point to understand is that in allegory the action or the setting and characters, they make sense on literal level. At the same time they communicate a second story as well. I explain that you have one story with all the characters, and when you read the story itself, it is complete. But at the same time, the whole story or the characters in it, they are symbolic or representing the real life or some another story or characters at the same time. I give you one example. For example, the work of Dryden, that is Absalom and Achitophel. So when you read the story, you will understand that the story is complete in itself. But if you go in the depth of it, you will understand that it is related to some historical characters. Now we have to understand the two types of allegories. The first can be historical and political allegory. So meaning that the character can represent some historical personalities or the action. So here three things are important, you have to understand: characters, action, or the setting. So these three things in any work can represent any other setting or story which could be related to the real life, historical or political event. Okay, for example, you can again take this of Absalom and Achitophel by Dryden. The second type of allegory deals with the ideas in which the characters represent different concepts. So you must have seen in many works of literature that the characters have been named by the abstract ideas. For example, in Fairy Queen by Spencer, you have the character's name by the concepts. And sometimes you must have also found that some characters are named as happiness, sadness, cruelty, and so on and so forth. So this is how the allegory works. I hope you have understood. If you still have some doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And these two types of allegories can also go throughout the one work as well. So either they can be different from one another or they can go in the same work side by side. Okay, moving to the next one, this is ballad. So ballad is easy to understand. So it is a song which is transmitted orally. Okay, so it is a song which transfer one person to the another person orally, and this song has a story. So there is a narration of a story. I give you one example. The Rime of an Ancient Mariner is a ballad. As well, the poem by John Keats, which I have also analyzed, you can see it both the poems on my channel, La Belle Dame Sans Merci. The next literary term is mock epic or mock heroic. Both are same. Here it is a kind of parody which imitates the style of an epic, its grand language, form and style. So basically in the mock heroic works we have the style imitated from the epic. We have the language of an epic, the form and style of an epic, but it is applied, all these things are applied to narrate a trivial matter. For example, Rape of the Lock is the best example of this, and also MacFlecknoe. If you know about these works, you would understand. And there is one more example by Thomas Gray, Ode on the Death of a Favorite Cat. So this is a very short one. If you have not read the previous two works which are a little longer, you must read this poem, Ode on the Death of a Favorite Cat. This is, I think, very small poem, and you will understand what I am trying to tell, that the language which is grand, the style which is very grand, is associated to narrate very trivial matters. The next one is Carpe Diem. Carpe, Latin phrase which means seize the day. Here, the speaker in a Carpe Diem poem emphasizes that life is short and time is running. And by saying this, the poet tries to convince his beloved to change her mind and indulge in love making. The best example of this is To His Coy Mistress by Andrew Marvell. I have also analyzed this poem, you can have a look. The next we move to connotation and denotation. So you have to understand, denotation of a word is its primary meaning, and connotation meaning has a lot of other meanings which come secondary, and they are associated with feelings and ideas. I explain it to you that when I say apple, so first the meaning comes into your mind is this fruit, and later on you move on to think of another or other ideas which are attached to it. For example, the Apple company. Okay, so the first one is denotation, the primary meaning, and the second one is connotation. Okay, I also give you another example of the Fairy Queen, the title itself. So why Spencer chose it to give it a magical feel. Okay, so by changing the spelling he made it archaic, ancient, and that is why some magical element was attached to it. So denotation is obviously the fairy, okay, the angel, and connotation of this word is related to the archaic style of that. Okay, the same thing is with the tiger by William Blake. The spelling is archaic in order to give it the archaic feeling. So with this we have completed 5 literary terms today. I will keep on coming with more literary terms. I hope you have understood them. If you still have some doubts, you can write me in the comment section. Thank you so much.